Right, another mailbag video. So I think I'm going to make this another mega mailbag since I've got so much. Although some of it's from RS, so you got an idea what that will be. So let's get started. What do we have? These are 74HC 595Ds. Right, so these are shift registers. So pretty small package. To get the lighting better on this. Yeah, pretty small packages, so it's all good. Yeah, that's for a project I'll work on. Not necessarily this one. I did buy some dip ones as well, just because it's easy to use. Maybe use those for doing natural prototyping, and then these on the final board or something. So I've got options. Yeah, what I think I should probably do actually is when I do these mailbag segments is actually just go through and do things like pull up data sheets and show you that kind of information. So maybe I'll do that actually. Yes, so I'll be over there. Okay, so here's the data sheet for that device. The 74HC 595D is the version I have in the service mount package. So you can see here it says serial in, parallel out shift register, with a storage register as well, so I can actually latch the data in. And oh, this is scrolling a bit fast. So 8-bit serial in, 8-bit serial or parallel output. So it's got serial output as well, which is probably just to pass it onto other devices so you can chain them. And also pretty clear as well, so you can clear the memory. So it's got a quite fast frequency there, 100 megahertz shifting speed. That's pretty quick. At least in the scale of things I do. And here's the various specs here, different packages. So you've got the serial data comes in and it passes the data out when it's enabled. Pretty simple really. There's nothing particularly exciting about these, but they're quite commonly used as they're everywhere. So these different package configurations. So this is, I think that's what I've got. And you've got state tables there. So I mean, this is the serial data communications, and you tell you how to set it. So got clock pulses, and it just toggles it and tells it when to turn the bits on and off. So yeah, it's no, not particularly exciting, but it's just typical serial communication stuff. It's not really that complicated. 5-volt supply. These are based on. And I think that's probably all the interesting information there. But yeah, it's really easy to get information. A lot of times these days, if you want a data sheet, you just put in the part number and the word data sheet in Google and search, and there it is. And you use multiple sources of the data. Yeah, so it's packages. There we go. It's package I've got here. So it's what's that? It's SO16. Yeah, so yeah, right, I thought I'd add it in. Probably not that exciting, but here we go. This package is pretty compact, quite like that, but that wouldn't be easy to solder. Not in my case anyway, not by hand, and not without solder paste. Right, there we go, that's that bit done. Okay, next thing, let's get through some of these, because I'm pretty sure you can all guess what these are. It's always the same thing. Well, you're wrong. It's a piece of paper. No, okay. Yes, it's more capacitors. And I think I might have gone a bit overboard with this particular value. 220 UF 63 volt. My parts drawer is full, so I need to store that somewhere else. Next one. I guess I purchased a bunch of them because the pricing was better at that quantity. So let's use what happens. What sort of paper bags? And what are these? These are 33 UF, 35 volt. What brand are these? That's interesting. I don't buy rubbish brands. I avoid them. I don't see a brand on there. LXZ, but that's not a brand name I'm familiar with. Maybe it is just unbranded, but I don't see anything on there. I might have to look into these because I don't buy cheap crap. So the fact they're unbranded is concerning. What are these ones? There you go, there's an Ichicon, right? So yeah, I'm going to have to look into these. They might have sent me the wrong ones. I'll put them to one side. Okay, so I thought I'd better check out these parts, which I thought might be wrong. So I've looked up the part number off the bag. That's 7567812, and this is on the iOS website, which is where I got them from. And it's fine. They're Nippon Chemicon, even though they're not actually marked. I'm quite surprised. There's no label. Their logo's not on them. Anyways, it's Nippon Chemicon, and here's a data for it, you know, dimensions and so on. I'm doing data sheet stuff, so what the hell? Here's the capacitor data sheet. Well, data, not data sheet, but I could probably does have it actually. Yeah, I mean it does have a data sheet there, but I'm not gonna worry about that. So yeah, that's the that's fine. So it's Nippon Chemicon. That's fine. I'm happy now. At least I know what they are. Aha, something different. This will catch you out, won't it? Hey? You're expecting capacitors, weren't you? These are MC7805 ECD-TX, which are 5 volt voltage regulators, linear voltage regulators. Just nice and compact, you know. What are they? DPAC size. So TO262, is it? I think it's something like that. It's the package type. I think that's what it was. Anyway, so some of those, 40 of those. So I need those for my little project boards I'm working on. I had some, but I wanted to stock up in case they stop selling them. As Mike does, he buys a bunch when you can get them, because who knows what's going to happen in the future. Actually, I'm going to go to a data sheet for that. Be right back over there. Okay, so as you can see here, Fairchild is now part of On Semiconductor. Anyway, so this is the data sheet for the MC7805 ECD-TX. Well, it's actually E-Series. I'm guessing that the CD-TX is like a subset of that. This just makes it a bit bigger. There you go. Right. So it's just like a typical, 705 regulator, really. Nothing particularly different about the fact it's a DPAC version. Pinouts the same. Right, except the ground is actually on the tab on the back, not from the centre pin. Well, solely from the tab on the back, I should say. And yeah, typical circuit description of the actual device. They're basic things, nothing particularly exciting about them. So 5 volt to 18 volt available depending on the voltage set, but yeah, input voltage, sorry. So yeah, this is obviously for other versions of this device, but yeah, so that's the voltage available on the device. This is a 5 volt version, so maximum input voltage is 35 volt. The higher the input voltage, the more heat it's got to dissipate, so you want to try and keep the input voltage as close to the output voltage as you can without being within that dropout range. So you want to keep a couple of volts above it basically. if possible, to try and keep it so it doesn't put out too much heat. It's more important if you've got a bigger load on it, but generally you don't have to worry about it on little circuits like I'm using. It's way over engineered for what I'm using. Like I'm using this device on a little board which draws maybe 100 milliamps. Alright, so it's way higher than I need. I could use a little 78L05 for example instead, but I'd rather have it over engineered and have it really robust, and it should last forever. You know, and the part price difference is negligible really. It's not that much in it, so it's not worth bothering with. You know, is it going to be strong enough? Who knows what kind of loads it might get added on later on, you know, tapping onto that 5-volt supply by something else, who knows. So I'd rather just do that with those things. So always over engineer, always. So yeah, sort of about for his specs there, and there we go. So you set them up. So it's pretty basic. You've got input capacitors and output capacitors here to help smooth it. And lots of examples there of regulators, high current systems and stuff like that. So you want to boost the current output up. Example circuits, which is always nice to have, and there's the actual package dimensions and stuff. So this is the actual part I'm using. So yeah, I thought I'd show you that. So again, if you need to find anything, look on Google, and it is there 99% of the time. It's rare for it not to be there when it comes to data sheets anyway, you know. Right, done for now. Okay, next thing. Not sure what this is. Well, most of it I'm not sure what it is. It's quite a big package. It's probably more capacitors. Oh, okay. Right. Little spacers. These are off AliExpress. So these little clip in. Hope you can see that alright. So the idea is you have it like a blind, well, a hole in a PCB, and you just clip it onto the PCB, and that's a threaded stud. So then you can just screw into that as a 3mm threaded hole. So standard 3mm screws, and you can then mount the PCB, and that's nice and simple. Or you can just put that through the casing and then drill and put the screw through the PCB. Either way around, doesn't matter. Right? I think it's 3mm both ends. Pretty sure might be bigger actually that end, but anyway. So I bought a bunch of those because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to be doing some of these boards for the project I'm working on. What size is 12mm, I'm guessing, M3x12, so it must be 12mm. It looks about right. So that's the part numbers and stuff. So that's off AliExpress. There wasn't much for that. I think it was like, I don't know, $5 or something probably. Wasn't much at all. Next thing. Now, yeah, that's right. This is a bit of a cock up. So what I did, these are more 7HC 595s, right? I bought a bunch of these in dips, as I said. I do have a couple already, I think, laying around, but I think I've got, what was here, 40? It's in a tube. 10, 20, yeah, 40. So these are also from AliExpress. These are also the dip versions of the other one I showed you the data sheet for, and these surface mount things here. Right, so dip version of those. And yeah, a bit of a cock up there. This is an AliExpress, and I was disputing the trade with the seller because they hadn't arrived. And okay, it happens from time to time. Generally, it's pretty good. You know, you get your thing. Sometimes we go missing. It's not generally a big deal. Usually, the seller will refund, or AliExpress will refund, or it will turn up. All right. I think I've only had one thing go missing so far, and all the things I've purchased. Well, at least had one thing which I've had a unsatisfactory result from. Let's say, right, if I made refund, for example. Now these. I believe they hadn't arrived, and because it's supposed to have arrived in early February, I think it was, mid-February, and it showed us being delivered. I thought, oh well, I don't have them. I checked in my parts bin and everything. It's like, no, I don't have them, because I didn't have anything that I could see for mailbags sitting around. You know, because you see, I frequently do them. You know, I do 1 or 2 a week, or maybe 3 a week. So, I didn't have anything sitting there. So I was disputing it, saying that I want a refund because it hasn't arrived. You know, it says it's arrived, I haven't got it. And then yesterday, I looked at my bench, and underneath a piece of paper, I saw a package. Yeah, this white package, which blended in really well with the best paper on my desk. And I looked and I thought, bugger. And I saw on the outside of the package what it was. It said it was this part on the package. So it's like, shit. So that's not good, because I was disputing the order. So I went back and cancelled the dispute and said, no, it's fine. They're here. It's all right. So that's dealt with. But yeah, yeah, it's a bit bad that, you know, it's been sitting on my desk for a month and I didn't even see it. That's how messy my desk is. So anyway, that's a bad thing. I think I know what that is. But we'll do the big one first. There we go. What's in this one? Yeah, I think you can probably guess, actually. It's more capacitors. So, get rid of that. These are 2.2 UF 50 volt, which I was getting low on, so that's good. Hopefully all the same. This is on the back of the package anyway. So yeah, I think they're all the same. Usually when they're separate, or different values, they bundle them up together in those value ranges, so they should all be the same. I don't think there'll be anything here. So, right, branding. Just better check that. Nichicon. Right, so that's all the right brand. That's all fine. But yeah, so I'm suspicious about these ones, because, you know, I don't buy cheap brands, so I'm puzzled by that. No, it doesn't. You know, I only buy Nichicon, Nippon Chemicon, Rubicon, and Panasonic. Right, those are the brands I will buy. I won't buy anything else. And they're not labelled. And all those brands labelled them. Maybe Panasonic. I'm not sure. I'm not sure Panasonic markings are. But I don't tend to buy them. I usually buy the other brands because those are just ones I tend to get. You know. Right, so that's those ones. They're fine. Let's do this one first. This is local. This is just something I purchased off a local auction site. Because you probably saw the video I did with the monitor power supply, which had got wet and was pretty yucky inside, and I cleaned it up and powered it up and expected it to go bang, and it didn't. That kind of thing. If you haven't seen that yet, go back about 3 or 4 days in my video history and you'll see it there. It was a Samsung power supply, switch mode power supply. But yeah, it got wet and in flood waters apparently, over somewhere else. Anyway, it got wet and it's pretty yucky inside. So this is a replacement for that, in theory. So I mean, that other supply was working. I could see there's corrosion on the legs of the parts and stuff like that. It's like, well, there's just no point bothering with it because it's not going to last anyway. There's no point. Just dump it. Get rid of that. So this, in theory, should replace it. So there should be a 14 volt supply. The original one was only was it 1.78 amps or something like that, 1.68 maybe. This one is supposed to be 3 amps, same voltage, and it should be centre positive. It is, cool. And the plug should be the same, and it looks the same, so that's all good. This is for a monitor power supply. Only cost an extra $1 for this lead, which is really cheap. Surprised. Normally I pay a lot more than that, but yeah. Anyway, so here we go. Replacement power supply to replace the other one which got wet and was destroyed. Yeah, who knows how good this is. It's probably dodgy as hell, but yeah. We'll see. It's got an FCC marking on there. No FCC license ID, so that's probably bullshit. Let's see. Anyway, so that's that. Last thing. Now this is the thing which it's not super interesting. I think. Well, I don't know. It might be. Where's the edge of the box? There. Seems like it. So this is another package from PCBWay, as you may have seen on the outside. They actually do a thing where if you buy boards from them, they'll actually give you can actually order free boards as well, little prototyping things. You have to add them to your order, but that's pretty much it. You just say I want some, and they let you have a certain quantity. It's like, so I bought some. I got some more. I mean, I've already got some of these, but I thought, well, they come in handy. You know, I used them on that prototype I did for the radio. You probably saw that. Well, got different sizes. They'll come in handy with something. This is what I actually purchased. Now let's see what we actually get. Are they correct? Did I make a mistake? It's a really simple board. There's nothing particularly exciting about this. Not really. They're very simple. It's just a mount for a crystal oscillator. So I've got custom made oscillators. I'd made custom for me, for doing some frequency conversion stuff, and basically the So I was looking at some details on there which don't look quite right. The oscillators I've been just sort of tacking into the circuit, not really particularly well done. Doesn't look very professional, right? Put it that way. It's perfectly fine. Electrically, it's fine. It's not going to fall out or anything like that. It's mounted okay, but it just doesn't look very nice. So I've decided to make some popper boards for it, and I've done with it. I mean, it's just simple. It's just literally just a mounting for the crystal. Well, for the oscillator. So I'll just drop it on this board, and obviously a mounting hole there, and I can just mount that on. Now I have made a mistake on this board. I've been doing that a lot recently. It's quite disturbing. I meant to have the silk screen pulled back on an edge, so if I needed to I could solder the board straight onto something, like on the edge of a can or something. I have neglected to do that, but it doesn't really matter. I've got a mounting hole anyway. It just would have been nice. So yeah, VCC output and a ground. That's pretty much all it really needs. This is based on a standard Eagle crystal template, or oscillator template, but I had to modify it because I wanted a ground pin 1 as well. Normally it's just a case and it's just floating. It didn't actually have a connection, so I modified that slightly to do that, but it's just a really basic thing. Let me just show you. Hold on. Okay, well I would show you, but I seem to have run out of those parts in my drawers. Oh, I need to find out where I put the other parts. I keep a stock of those oscillators in my parts drawers, and I don't have any in there, which is concerning. I need to figure out where they are. Hold on. So because I've got them custom made, I've got a bunch of them. I have quite a few in here, as you can see. Yeah, there's one tube there I've already used. I already used one tube. Wow. So yeah, those are the parts that go in there. Let's get one out and restock my drawers at the same time. That should be enough. So basically the part goes on with the correct orientation, of course. That's quite important. On there, it's like so. So that's how it goes. I'll just sit on there like that, soldered down, mount that the radio, run a couple of short little wires out. The output's the only one which really has to be careful of. The VCC and ground not so bad, but the output's quite important. Well, the ground's quite important too, actually. But yeah, so simple little board. Just a little thing I've been meaning to do for a while, and never really bothered because I thought, well, it's an extra expense to do something which I can already do without the board. But I'm thinking, well, it's not very professional, so I wanted to change that. So yeah, we're good. So now I've got a proper little board for it. These are they work out as being about 50 cents each, these boards. So it's you know, I bought 100 of them. So it's about 50 cents each. It's cost me because of postage and stuff like that. So anyway, so 100 of those. That'll last me a very long time. Okay, that's the mailbag done. I don't think there's anything else. Okay, I'm done. Have a good one. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. Usual stuff. Subscribe. Let me know about what you think about me including the data sheet information. If there's anything else you think I should be including, which I'm not, maybe like data sheets for these caps or something like that. I mean, I don't know if you want that detail, but they're just capacitors, not exciting. Mind you could have said the same thing about the regulators. Or maybe if you want to, see links where I get these things from AliExpress, the actual product pages, anything like that. Maybe you want that. I don't know. So yeah, let us know what you think, as always. And have a good one. Give us a thumbs up. And subscribe and tell your friends and watch my other videos. I've got some great stuff back there in the older stuff. I've got some. Oh, that's right. I've got some test equipment menus videos coming up soon. I've purchased some test equipment recently. Spent more than I probably should have done, to be honest, on some broken test gear, which I'm going to be trying to repair. Actually, I got a bit annoyed. I purchased an item on our local auction site, and I was fighting one guy to buy it, and the price doubled between me and him. It's like, and I still want it because I was determined to get it, But now it meant that if I can't fix it, I'm out by about $300. Whereas if I can fix it, it's okay because they're worth about $400 to $500 in working condition. So as long as I can fix it for less than $100, I'm all good. But we'll see how we go. But there's other things coming too. I've got a few things coming, so a couple of bits of test gear. So this video's coming out for those soon. Once those bits arrive and I actually get the time to sit down and go through them and try and fix them. So right, anyway, have a good one. Catch you later.